already completed my PhD in November 2021 from IIT Kharagpur, and now I got a postdoc offer from Ames Lab, Iowa. And I would like to know the benefits of doing postdoc in a national lab compared to doing in a university, and also like to know how I can turn that into an industry job in USA, or usually people come back after 2 to 3 years of postdoc to India and join a public or private university here in India. So that's one of my goals, but I have a plan B, like if there is a chance of getting a job in industry, or some other perspective than usual, coming back to India and join here. So these are my two major questions to you, and I would like to know more about the second question is more important for me, like what is the future?
Okay, so the answer to your first question about doing a postdoc from university versus national lab. So I have worked, I have done my postdoc at university also, and I have done postdoc at Oak Ridge. And my experience was doing a postdoc at national lab was much better.
Okay.
For many reasons. Number one, they pay you more. Number two, they have a very well-structured postdoc programs in a national lab in US. It's not a university. Number three, my experience has been that there is more independence for you to do a postdoc in national lab versus university. In university, your professor always keep bothering you a lot, and that happens quite a lot. But in a postdoc, and it also depends on, actually, to be honest with you, who's your advisor or guide. But I would say in generally, postdocs in national labs have much time to do your own things and own work and things about their ideas and all that. Is much more open. So if you look at in all those terms, I would say postdocs in national labs, in my opinion, are much better, and it's very competitive also. So if you got a position as a postdoc there, congratulations to you. It's not that easy as compared to in universities. I think it's relatively easy, relatively.
Yes.
Yeah. So I would say if I was you, if I got a chance to do a postdoc at a national lab, I will take it as compared to looking for someone at the national labs. Ames lab is a good lab too. So, the place is in middle of nowhere, but doesn't matter. The lab is good.
Okay. And since I don't have a degree in US, like up to PhD, I studied in India.
So let me talk about that part. What's your question first? Go ahead.
That's a connective question to my my second question, really, but because I just want to let you know that I don't have a degree from US.
So let me tell you what problems you will face. Okay. So let me talk about first getting a job in US and all that. Usually what I've seen, and when I was doing my postdocs, I had friends who were from IC Bangalore, and where did their PhD at IC and were in US, and all of them went back to India. Okay. All of them. Actually, there's a professor in material science. He and his wife actually were a postdoc actually with my advisor after me. They became professor at IIT Kharagpur in material science. Some Das or something. I forgot the name of the guy. His and his wife both are professor in IIT Kharagpur now. And I have one friend who is a professor at IIT Indore, and one guy who works at GE Bangalore, and all of them went back. Okay. And the reason is, there are two reasons to that. One is, usually, if you don't have a degree from US, companies are little bit skeptical. Okay. That's number one. Usually. Number two is, I also have felt that you as a person are also not accustomed to the US culture. So that becomes also difficult. Okay. Because for you to come and come into a new environment where for us who are here for 8 years, 7 years as a student is much easier because that's our place, right? We know the system and we know the people, we know the, so, a lot of time what happens, the hiring manager might be from the same university, that all plays a role. And also in US, what happens is if you do your degree from US, you get 3 years for an OPT that allows you to work very easily as compared to you, where you have to get a visa, which is again a very difficult task.
Okay.
Right? So all those things, professionally and culturally, I would say hampers you to do certain things. As I told you, I have friends, and I give you my the example. What I have is, I don't know anybody, to be honest with you, who came here from India after PhD, did a postdoc and got a job. Everybody went back. I don't know anybody, but I know a lot of students who did PhD with us. All of are employed here.
Okay.
That's a data. You could be an exceptional, but that's a data that you can look at. Also, I will tell you one thing is, I would say it is less of a professional problem than a cultural problem. That's what I understood. That two of my friends who went back and are a professor at Indore and even at Kharagpur, I think the cultural problem was much more than anything. You can't be, it's very difficult to adjust at this stage.
Okay.
So I would say a lot of students took that as an experience. They came here, did a postdoc for 2-3 years, and then find a good opportunity and went back.
Oh,
right. Okay. Unless and until, so the only way you can get a job here is, or chances for you to get a job here is if you get a green card or citizenship. It could be possible that you can get married to someone if you are not, who's a US citizen, and that's one way some people do. I don't know if someone, but that's the way. The other thing is, then you apply for a green card. But I don't know anybody who came from US, from India, and applied for a green card or got it. I don't know that too. A lot of students who did their PhD from here were able to get their green card.
Okay.
Like me or my friends, you know what I mean? So just as I said, these are all the data points. And then you have to struggle with your own visa issue. I don't know whether they are giving you a J1 visa or H1 visa. That visa has its own restrictions and all that. So you have to go through all that shit. Okay.
Understand. Okay.
Yeah. So that is the reality. But I would definitely say that you being a graduate from Kharagpur, if you come here, do a good job. As I said, all the friends that I know went back and became a professor at IITs, whether it's Kharagpur or Indore or Gandhinagar. I have friends who are there and are a professor. So that's another data that you can look at.
Okay, fine. Okay, I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
No, not that I can. Not that nothing comes to my mind right now. These are the two major.
But I would definitely tell you one thing is coming here and do a postdoc from a national lab would be a very good experience for you.
Okay.
But here's another thing I just want to tell you. If you really want to stay here, and work work for an industry, you have to get your green card. There is no other choice. Okay. And that process, I would say, if you are really so determined, as soon as you come here, speak to an immigration lawyer right away. Don't waste your time. Speak to an immigration lawyer as soon as you come here. The immigration lawyer are those who help people getting a green card or something.
Okay.
But once you get your green card, still it is not guaranteed that you will be able to get a job, because that's not a guarantee. That allows you to stay here and don't worry about visa. Still you have to apply for interviews. Still you have to go through the same process. And then, as I said, the cultural problem is always going to be there. So keep that in mind. Okay. So that's another struggle that you have to worry, because, then you have to worry about work on your green card application. At the same time, you have to work on your postdoc, because the professor is going to be, or the advisor is going to be demanding, right, to do work.
Yes. Actually, yes, that will be there. And so I understand there are two major hurdles, like getting a visa and sorry, green card, and getting a job.
No,
So
without green card, you cannot get a job.
okay.
That's what I meant. So you have to get a green card, and it's a long process. It's not like you apply and next day you get it. You apply, everything goes fine, you apply. That's a one hurdle, and then it may take you a year or two to get it. Okay, so you have to understand the process, and by the time you are about to get it, your visa is over, and you're like, I'm going back.
Okay.
Right. So that is again a hurdle. That's a process that one has to go through. Okay.
Well, they told me that I will get an J1 visa. So
J1 visa, again, J1 visa has its exemption. Right. So you have to apply
like
for
4
exemption
years.
if you want to stay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, as I told you, a lot of students that or my friends that I know that came here, did their postdoc, did a good job, focus on doing publishing papers, and make sure the day you come here, I would say after 6 months or so, or 1 year or so, because in India also, I think they want you to have a PhD and 3 years of experience before you apply for an assistant, right?
Yes.
So I think you have to go through that process. But I think as soon as you finish your 2 years, start talking to your professor. Don't when you come back, I will definitely advise you one thing: don't lose all the links that you have in India. Those networks will help you much more.
Okay.
So make sure you have a good relationship with your advisor, whether it's in Kharagpur or Bombay or wherever, and have connections, have links. Get in touch with them. Make sure you know what they are looking for. Make sure when you leave, you tell your advisors or HOD or whoever it is that you will be willing to come and work. That's why you are going. Don't just make a route connection that you are going and you are on top of the world. Don't do that mistake. Okay. Make sure you go. Don't what we call don't burn the bridges.
Okay.
Yeah, because you feel like you might get something. That's the biggest mistake of anybody can do. But definitely, I would say coming over here, having experience is really good. But I can tell you, as soon as you hit 6 months, you will realize many social and emotional problems that come along after that. But coming here is not a problem at all. And once you come here, shoot me an email.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Surely I will send you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck, Anand.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.